Today, Trenton, we are in for a magnificent treat. Let's say that. We've got a bar top full of low-end budget bourbons, and on top of that, they're all 80 proof. Put it on your calendar this Friday, 8 p.m. Central Time, live stream. We usually have the last Friday of every month. We did not have it at the last Friday in November because it was Thanksgiving holidays, and we just didn't want to interrupt your time with family and friends. It's just, we're not as important as your time during Thanksgiving. So we postponed it, and I think that's the first time that's ever happened.
I think so. Just the way that the dates kind of fell this year and everything.
Right.
So I think this is the first time we've ever postponed.
Yeah. So December 1st, 8 p.m. Central Time. Don't miss it. We're doing all sorts of crazy stuff that Trenton talked me into. It's going to be a laugh a minute. Yeah, I know. You're looking at my hair. It kind of needs a haircut, but I know I'm.
There you go. You're getting a fresh old buzz cut here on Friday, I don't know. We'll probably do some other fun stuff. Nose removal.
Yeah,
nose hair. We're not removing. Yeah.
Nose waxing.
Ear waxing. Who knows what we'll get into. Ken will be here too. Cause he's back from vacation.
He is. It's going to be a crazy time. So don't miss it.
Whose idea was this?
And that would be yours.
Was it mine?
Yes. Indeed it was.
We were trying to figure out a good idea. As you guys know, we've said this before. We usually do not plan out a video. We come down here, we say, hey, what do you want to do? And then we do it.
We hash it out. Sure we do. And everybody knows, watch this channel for a while, that I'm in for a good budget bourbon.
Oh, yeah.
But, you're the one who came up with this idea to stick with this 80 proof theme. So everything's on the lowest end of the spectrum.
And hear me out, because you guys know I'm not the biggest. I don't want to say I'm not a big fan. I just struggle to find flavors in lower proof stuff. I'm working on it though, hence this blind.
Yeah.
But we were sitting there we have a shelf in the office of budget low proof stuff that we'll pluck from every now and then.
Yep.
I was looking at it and I thought, oh.
A few shelves, actually.
A few shelves, yeah.
For sure.
So I was looking at it and I was thinking, okay, these are all 80 proof. They're all budget.
Yeah.
Really, really solid names, right? You have the Rebel 10 year. This is like its younger brother. You have some really nice old Fitzgerald Decanter series, 100 proof, that kind of thing. Younger brother.
You had me excited for a minute there.
Yeah.
10 year.
Oh, yeah.
Decanter.
Maybe. Harry didn't hook us up with that this year. That's okay, though. Henry McKenna, this is the Sour Mash. I didn't know this existed.
Yeah.
But Henry McKenna 10 year. So this is like the younger brother.
True.
And then we all know early times, especially bottled and bond.
Oh, yeah.
I actually have never had the regular early times.
No.
That I know
I'm
of.
not saying a word then.
So it's kind of like, and then, we got Old Crow that's a little bit left out of the party. But I've been fortunate enough to try some Old Crow, like their chess.
You did?
Their chess pieces.
I've seen the chess pieces. I've never tried the actual liquid that's in the chess pieces.
I didn't give you a sample of that?
Afraid not.
Ooh, sorry.
Afraid not.
Yeah, well, I love something about Old Crow. I love Old Crow, so I thought let's toss it in here and see how it fares. Old Crow used to be a really big name in bourbon.
Oh, for sure.
And then now it's kind of sunk down to the lowest shelf there, unfortunately. Yeah. So we're just gonna give them a shot. We're not blinding this, by the way.
No, we're just evaluating.
Yeah, so we're going to go through and we'll kind of tell you how it is. So.
All right, well,
where do you want to start?
I'm starting on your end.
All right.
You've never had the early times.
I've had the bottom
shelfer. You've had the bottle of bond, of course. And we kind of preach about that one quite a bit because it's fantastic. But I'm surprised you've never had the bottom shelfer. Early times.
Well, okay, so this is the early times. This is just the regular 80 proof.
Yes.
But you have...
It's back there. Yep.
You have this guy, and it's 100 proof, and you get a liter. This is a 750.
Yeah.
And this is like $7 more if you can find it. I know early times has gotten a little bit allocated in some states.
I think all these trends are probably like $10 to $15.
Yeah.
I would assume.
So it's like, why wouldn't you go with the bottle and bond if you can find it?
Understand.
Ooh. Get like a little sweet nut in there.
Really? Like a little sweet pecan in there?
Something. Ooh, yeah, pecan. I like that.
A little bit of honey, a little bit of pecan, there's light notes in there for sure, but yeah.
But
it's not bad. It's on the sweeter side, I'll have to say that.
I'm scared to go into the palate because I'm excited. Just on the nose, I'm excited.
Well, if anything, you can sit and sniff it all night.
I have to. Actually. Okay.
Still kind of nutty, isn't it?
I kind of like it. The only thing that I'll say about it is that it's got this sharp, bitter note at the end.
Definitely.
Almost like a Sharpie. It does a little bit.
For sure.
But like the flavors up front, I
Yeah.
actually think they're pretty good.
It's odd because rarely do I sip an 80 proof whiskey, even with my Scotch, Trenton. I try not, there's Scotch out there in the lower 80s proof. I'm not really drawn to that too much. I usually get to the 92 mark, something like that. But, especially with bourbon, I don't ever really dip to the 80 proof. This is like I'm trying to find the alcohol in here.
Yeah.
Even. It's so low.
It is. There's not, which is nice. I mean, you got an 80 proof, and there's not a whole lot of ethanol coming off of that either. There's some nice sweet notes, but there is that little bit of a bitter Sharpie kind of thing going on.
Most definitely. Up front, right in front of the palate, you get a little bit of that sweet stuff we're talking about on the nose. And like a freight train, you get hit with some bitterness there.
Freight train, yeah, that's a good way to say it. Yeah. But it's like probably $15, so I'm not mad about that.
No, hey, $10 to $15. I mean, I bet it's closer to $10.
I should look. I'm normally up to speed with that, but maybe on the bottom shelf is like early times.
I know a little bit, but you kind of threw this on me last minute, so I didn't really.
You've done that to me before.
Do any research, but I'm pretty sure these are all around the $10 to $15 range.
So interesting story about this. I was when I used to bourbon hunt and stuff a lot. Anytime I would pass a liquor store, I would stop in. Mm-hmm. So I was in like the suburbs of Chicago. So I can't remember what store it was. It was like this little mom and pop shop. There was like a deli next to it, that kind of thing. And I went in there and I saw this bottle, but he wanted $60 for it.
For that particular bottle?
Yes.
Wow.
And I didn't know anything about it. So I did some research and I was like, okay, this shouldn't be $60. So I was trying to find information on the secondary market.
Yeah.
Because, that's... I didn't know if this was carrying that value or not. But this is the first time I saw it.
Wow.
So
somebody was uneducated, saw the McKenna name, attached it possibly to the 10-year, and thought they could get more money out of it, I guess?
This was also a store that had blends for $200. So
and there you go.
It was one of those things, but I couldn't imagine that this would be $60.
Yeah.
I've never had it, though, so I'm excited.
Yeah. What do you think, dude?
I'm worried.
I got a little light turpentine, to be honest with you.
Okay, is turpentine something you can like buy and smell?
That's something way back in the day. It's kind of like a paint thinner thing, It's,
still.
Yeah.
So
old timers are getting know where I'm coming from.
Anytime I go to Menards, I always stop by like the front section where they have the cleaners and stuff, and I will open the Brasso and I will just give a pump right in my nose. I always regret it.
Why?
And it like ruins my smell for the day, but it's something about it.
You just have to do it.
I just have to do it. The Brasso just calls my name.
Brasso. Well, when I see that when I'm in Menards, I might go over there and actually look at it intentionally now.
No, try. Okay, yeah, it's in this little copper bottle.
Okay.
It's this. I think it's like red and blue, like a spirally type thing. Open it. It's got a red cap. Open it, flip it open, and just give it a whiff.
Sure.
Maybe that's what's wrong with me.
Sure. I'll give it a whirl.
Anyway, it does not smell promising.
No, not really.
Like almost sour wood.
Mm. Yeah, it tastes the same. A lot of sourness there. Whole bunch.
Honestly, it's kind of like sour water.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a whole lot of... it's sour.
Yeah, you folks know when I talk about Wild Turkey, when I say sweet and sour, I mean, that's kind of how I... kind of pick up on Wild Turkey. It's got a beautiful, real nice sweet and sour note. Well, this one has only sour, zero sweet for me, for this McKenna.
And not in a way that's like really bad. It's just there, and it's not something that I would necessarily go back and drink again. Mm-mm. If somebody poured it for me, obviously, I don't want to say obviously. If somebody poured it for me, I would drink all of it.
Yeah, maybe it has a hint of caramel on the second sip, but it's mostly that.
Sour water with a little oak. That's about all I'm getting.
Yeah, I'm going to move on from that.
All right, old granddaddy, Old Crow here.
Old Crow. Yeah, I mean, I like the label. I mean, it's old school, right? It's an old school bottle.
What's cool is that the Old Crow distillery no longer exists, but our friend Dave over at Glens Creek, they have the old Crow distillery.
Right.
And we need to go there and do a grounds tour. I think they do those because they have like all the old dilapidated buildings and stuff.
You wanted to do that.
I wanted to do it so bad.
We had a day packed full of things that we were doing that day.
It was also 95 degrees, and I don't do heat, so.
That's true. I forgot about that.
So I want to do that sometime, but it's a cool looking place.
Very much, very much so. Well, I don't know, dude. No, it's not like that.
It's kind of like it, just a little more nutty, I think.
Yeah, they got a little bit more substance to it in this Old Crow than the McKenna.
It smells like it might be a little more viscous.
Yeah, it's got more going on to it. It's light in the aromas, obviously. Nothing horrendous, but it's really bland.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot going on.
It's just there. Different.
Okay. Aged for 3 years. I would be really like, I think this is Jim Beam. I'm pretty sure Old Crow's Jim Beam. I will post something in the description if I'm wrong, but I do believe this is Jim Beam. I would love it if they just kind of tried to revive Old Crow to what it used to be. Even like bump this up an extra year and toss it up at like 100 proof. Try to like take this and try and rival early times, because there's nothing like the others we have up here.
Yeah.
Give it like a big brother of a bottle.
I think it would go over very well too. I
think
really do. I think it would sell.
I love Old Crow.
Yeah,
maybe not like the name Old Crow. I don't know that I'm necessarily a huge fan of this. I think it's got good bones in it.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know what? On the second sip, Trenton, I got a very light hint of caramel, but it delves a lot into the tobacco earthy notes there for me, especially in the back palate into the finish. It's kind of getting a lot of those tobacco leathery notes.
It's reminding me a lot of Jim Beam, but more of like a earthy peanut, not like a Jim Beam peanut. If you know what I mean.
I didn't get that really much first time around, but second sip, So, all right, buddy. Old Fitzgerald. Obviously is a 7 Hill, I'm assuming, right? It's
yes.
Gotta be.
Yep.
Okay.
I've never had this either, and I don't know anything about it. I think I thought they made an 86 proof version. This is 80. This is 80. This is the prime bourbon. This is coming from Heaven Hill.
Okay. Prime bourbon. Yeah, age 36 months. Age 36 months is another 3-year right here.
I guess we didn't even really look at the years on
here,
did we?
I don't know. This is I know I didn't know, but this is a
we came in very unprepared. But, okay, so it seems like this, this, and this are 36 months, so 3 years.
Okay.
I can't find any actual age statement on the sour mash, though.
Okay.
I don't think.
All right. Fair enough. Well, the aromas on this one, Trenton, I mean, I'm getting a lot of wood notes on the aromas, but, you know, it's...
This reminds me, if you were, like, imagine you're a young fella, and you're, trotting around the playground or whatever.
That's been a while for me.
Nah. Yeah, and you know, your shoes are untied, and you fall and eat you know what, and you eat a pile of wood chips on your way down. Well, it's kind of what this smells like, is like wood chips on like a playground kind of deal.
It is more robust on the aromas than any of the other ones.
Really?
And I just mean it's you can actually get a pretty good whiff of the aromas. The other ones seem pretty light. You had to kind of really get your schnoz in there and figure it out, but this one seems to have a little bit more gusto.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm struggling on the nose with this one.
Really? Yeah.
I get like a wood chips.
Yeah. I got a tiny bit of brown sugar and wood. That's what I get.
I don't even get brown sugar. Wow.
I said tiny bit, but I do.
You got to search quite a bit for it, huh?
Yes, you do.
I'm not a huge fan of that one.
No, that turns rough.
What is it? Okay, it's sour too, kind of like this sour, like the
not quite as sour, but almost
one?
like almost real rancid, kind of like an old musty oak note comes.
It reminds me of a time when I opened spoiled milk, and I smelled it. Mm-hmm. And I didn't taste the spoiled milk because I had a feeling that it was bad. Mm-hmm. And I ate bad chicken a couple weeks ago and I got sick. So that's not. I'm trying to slow my roll on spoiled food. What?
Why didn't that surprise me?
I don't know. It shouldn't at this point. Yeah, my least favorite one so far.
I'm not a big fan. No, I'm not a big fan either. It's that the oak note is prominent. It's huge and it's not nice.
No, it's not. It's gonna kick you around. It's the bully on the playground. It's the one kicking. It's the one kicking you and pushing you into the wood chips. That's
and
what
laughing at you the whole time.
I had a fair number of those, if you can imagine.
Good old.
That.
I just can't believe that.
No, I know. It's wild.
Your brothers didn't take care of you?
No, we didn't go to elementary school together.
Shame on them.
I know. So this is Rebel. They have a Rebel 10-year single barrel too. Those are running about $100, and they are single barrel strength, I think. Like 110, 115.
Yeah, they're up there.
Yeah,
they're up there a little bit.
And I like them. They're pretty good. So I figured.
I think they're pretty good. Are they quite worth the money they're asking for them? I don't know about that, but they're pretty good.
It's a separate video topic.
Yeah, that's separate. I get that. I know I'm just rambling, but I have to say though, this is probably one of the better nose aromas that I've had so far in the flight. It tends to be quite sweet and more well-rounded than the rest of them. So
it smells like a nice pasture or like a nice open field.
It does.
A little bit.
Really, it's nice little honey note. It's nice.
This is coming from Lux Row.
Is this weeded, Trent?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay,
yeah.
Just by the name. Okay, before I took a sip, yeah.
Yeah, their 10-year is also weeded.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so maybe that's why it seems a little softer, a little more well-rounded in the aromas.
I don't know the price on this one. I think these are all between $10 and $15.
Mm-hmm.
I did buy one of these. I have it actually unopened.
Yeah.
For $8.99.
Yeah, I was going to say I didn't want to go out on the limb with that, but I wouldn't bet that a couple of these might even be a little less than $10. But I'm 99% sure all of them are less than $15. I don't mind this one at all, to be quite honest with you.
I think I would actually drink that.
Yeah, I don't mind it at all.
Mm-mm.
I wouldn't rank it in my top 10 favorites, or anything like that.
Really?
But,
give the little guy some love, don't you?
But I think it's pretty decent.
I think what really helps it is the fact that it's a weeder. Because I'm sure this is probably also 36 months without looking at it. I might be putting my foot in my mouth.
Yeah, I think so.
But if that wheat's really kind of taken away some of that harshness of the fact that it's maybe a little bit younger, has a little bit more oak presence in it, I think that would probably lend a decent amount to it.
Yeah, it's a bottle from Lux Row. Yeah, I like it. I didn't catch right away with any of the how long it was aged, but
yeah, we didn't really come into this video prepared in terms of pricing or age statements or anything.
But we're pretty close. I'm pretty close with the pricing. I know that, but it doesn't really matter to me if it's 3 years or not. This one is a little bit more well-rounded. You get that hints of caramel in it. You get the start of what you would consider to be, a quintessential type cheaper bourbon.
Yeah. Interesting.
So I kind of like it.
I honestly, going in, if I had to just kind of look at this lineup without tasting it, kind of like how I did before we started, I would have guessed that Rebel would have maybe ranked last or very close to it.
Okay.
The fact that that's my favorite one of this lineup. I will say that. The fact that did a complete 360 in my mind is cool.
Sure.
I'm glad to kind of see that. But
yeah, I don't know, Trent. I'll start. I'll put my top. I'll put my rankings here if you can think about it for a minute. But for me, I have to say my least favorite. It has to be this McKenna. It's a close call for the next one. So in fourth place, I'd put the old Fitz in there. Those two are battling it out for last place, but for me, I'd have to put this one in last place. That would be third, second, and first. So third Old Crow, second Early Times, and first the Rebel bottle. That's me, my lineup for tonight.
So that's my lineup also, but...
Really, I'm shocked. I thought you would flip the bottom two.
But I am going to flip the bottom two.
I just spoke out just a tad too soon because I know you just really didn't like this one, and I really didn't like that one. So.
I like sour though, so this isn't too like out of the
Yep, I forget the sour
kind
candy kings, everything. Yeah, you are all about sour, so that makes more sense.
I thought about doing a candy blind, just kind of.
We should do that.
We should.
I'll just chew on my good side, the one you didn't break my tooth off on.
Oh yeah, we might need to get you a new tooth before that starts. But
save some of the money.
Yeah, yeah. Anyways, I think this was pretty fun. What would be interesting to me after this is to do like get the big brothers of these four and then blind them and see which one kind of comes out on top. So if that's something you guys want to see, let us know. Also, if you wow, I just had like, have you ever seen like a record skip? That's just what happened in my brain, and I felt it. It was weird. If you guys have a budget. If you guys have a budget bourbon in here that you are a fan of, that you go to the drink often, that is 80 proof.
80 proof. Make sure you have 80 proof, right?
Yeah. Let us know. Maybe if it's not up here, we will do a blind or some kind of championship tournament, something or another with those.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Next year.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
King of the low proofers. So.
All right, buddy. Well,
thanks
for hooking me up tonight with a fantastic flight.
You're welcome.
I cannot honestly recall the last time I've actually sipped some 80 proof bourbon. So here we are.
You're welcome. A little reminiscent.
Yeah, here we are. Well, that's all we got for you today. Thank you all for watching. We appreciate you. As always, we ask you to please drink responsibly. See you next time right down here with Trent and me in the good old basement bourbon bar. See you later.